Have you ever wondered what life was like before the very first day was ever counted? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine waking up in a world where time has no name. No Monday morning blues, no Friday celebrations, no countdown to midnight on New Year's Eve. No birthdays marked on calendars, no appointments scheduled for 3 p.m. Just existence flowing like an endless river. Yet in this seemingly timeless world, farmers knew exactly when to plant their seeds. Priests performed sacred rituals on the most auspicious moments. Warriors planned battles with perfect timing. How did they crack the code of time itself, without a single clock, calendar, or even the word time as we know it? What you're about to discover will shatter everything you thought you knew about humanity's relationship with time. Because long before Caesar created his calendar, long before anyone dreamed of year 01, our ancestors had already built the most sophisticated time machines the world has ever seen. And the shocking truth? We've forgotten how to use them. Picture this. You're standing in ancient Mesopotamia, 6,000 years ago. The sun rises in the east, just as it does today. But here's what's extraordinary. The people around you don't just see sunshine. They see time itself, written in light and shadow. They discovered that the sun wasn't just a source of light. It was a cosmic clock, more precise than any digital device we have today. Every day, shadows danced across the ground in a predictable pattern. But it wasn't random. These ancient timekeepers realized that by placing objects, stones, pillars, even their own bodies, they could read time like a book written by the gods themselves. The Egyptians took this to an almost mystical level. They built massive obelisks that weren't just monuments to pharaohs, they were time machines. As the sun moved across the sky, these obelisks cast shadows that revealed not just the hour, but the season, the month, and even predicted eclipses years in advance. But here's where it gets mind-blowing. In ancient Babylon, priests developed sundials so accurate that they could measure time down to fractions of what we now call minutes. They divided the day into 12 parts, then each part into 60 smaller segments. Sound familiar? That's right. Our modern system of 12-hour clocks and 60-minute hours comes directly from these ancient shadow readers. They understood something we've forgotten. Time isn't just numbers on a screen. It's the dance between light and darkness, between Earth and cosmos. Every shadow told a story. Every ray of sunlight carried a message from the universe itself. While some civilizations chased the sun, others fell in love with the moon. And for good reason. The moon was like a cosmic calendar hanging in the night sky, changing its shape in a perfect, predictable rhythm. Ancient Chinese astronomers discovered that the moon's cycle, from invisible new moon to brilliant full moon and back again, took exactly 29.5 days. This became the world's first standardized month. But they went deeper. They noticed that certain moon phases brought higher tides, affected plant growth, and even influenced human behavior. In ancient India, the lunar calendar became the heartbeat of civilization. The Sanskrit word masa for month literally means moon. Every festival, every sacred ceremony, every important decision was timed to the moon's rhythm. The Rig Veda, composed over 3,000 years ago, contains astronomical calculations so precise that modern computers confirm their accuracy. But here's the fascinating part. While Europeans struggled with chaotic calendars for centuries, Indian mathematicians had already solved the lunar solar puzzle. They created a system where lunar months were adjusted to match solar years by adding an extra month, called Adhik Mas, every few years. This wasn't guesswork. It was mathematical genius that kept their calendar accurate for millennia. The Maya took lunar observation to supernatural levels. Their lunar tables could predict eclipses hundreds of years in advance. They knew that 405 lunar months equaled exactly 32 solar years. Without telescopes, without calculators, without any modern instruments, just pure observation and mathematical brilliance. But the most mysterious timekeepers weren't watching the sun or moon. They were mapping the stars. Ancient civilizations discovered that star patterns, constellations, moved in gigantic, slow cycles across the night sky. The ancient Greeks identified this phenomenon as the precession of equinoxes, a 26,000-year cycle where star patterns slowly shift position. But here's what's shocking. Hindu texts like the Surya Siddhanta, written thousands of years ago, calculated this cycle to within minutes of modern astronomical measurements. Egyptian pyramids weren't just tombs, they were star calendars. The Great Pyramid of Giza is aligned so precisely with certain stars that it acts like a cosmic clock, marking not just years, but centuries and millennia. The shaft inside the pyramid points to specific stars that were significant 4,500 years ago. In Stonehenge, those mysterious stone circles that still baffle scientists today were actually sophisticated astronomical computers. Recent research shows that the 56 Aubrey holes around Stonehenge could predict eclipses with stunning accuracy. The monument tracked not just solar and lunar cycles, but also the complex interactions between Earth, Sun, and Moon that create eclipses. What's extraordinary is that these star mappers understood something we're only rediscovering. Time isn't linear. It's cyclical. Stars return to the same positions. Seasons repeat. Everything in the cosmos moves in vast, interconnected cycles. As civilizations grew more complex, they needed to synchronize their time systems. And this is where things got chaotic. Different cultures had developed different calendars, and when they interacted, confusion reigned. The Roman calendar was a disaster. It originally had only 10 months, starting with March. Winter was just an unnamed period when nothing important happened. Eventually, they added January and February, but their year was only 355 days long. To make matters worse, Roman politicians could literally add or subtract days to extend their terms in office. Julius Caesar finally said, "Enough." In 46 BCE, he consulted with the best astronomers of his time, including scholars from Alexandria who had preserved ancient Egyptian and Babylonian knowledge. Together, they created the Julian calendar, 365 days with an extra day every 4 years. But even Caesar's calendar had problems. It was 11 minutes too long each year. Those extra minutes accumulated over centuries until the calendar was completely out of sync with seasons. Spring festivals were happening in summer. Harvest celebrations occurred before crops were ready. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII made a drastic decision. He simply deleted 10 days from history. October 4th was followed by October 15th. People went to sleep on Wednesday and woke up on Saturday. 10 days had vanished forever. This became the Gregorian calendar we use today. But here's the irony. While Europe struggled with calendar chaos for over 1,500 years, ancient Hindu and Chinese calendars remained remarkably accurate. The Hindu Panchang system, still used today, has tracked lunar and solar cycles with mathematical precision for over 2,000 years. What made ancient timekeepers so accurate wasn't just observation, it was their understanding of sacred mathematics. They discovered that time itself follows mathematical patterns hidden in the cosmos. Ancient Indian mathematicians calculated that Earth's rotation period changes over vast cycles due to gravitational effects from other planets. They called these cycles kalpas and yugas, time periods spanning hundreds of thousands of years. Modern astronomy has confirmed that these ancient calculations were remarkably accurate. The Maya developed a concept called the long count, a calendar system that could track time across millions of years. They understood that time moved in nested cycles. Days within months, months within years, years within centuries, centuries within millennia. Their calendar was so sophisticated that it's more accurate than our current Gregorian calendar. Babylonian astronomers discovered that planetary movements follow complex mathematical relationships. They could predict the position of Venus, Mars, and other planets centuries in advance using mathematical formulas carved into clay tablets. These calculations were so precise that modern computers use similar algorithms. But perhaps most mysterious of all, ancient cultures worldwide seemed to share similar time constants. The number 72 appears in mythologies across different continents, and it's exactly the number of years it takes for star positions to shift 1 degree due to precession. Coincidence? Or evidence of shared ancient knowledge? What happened to this incredible knowledge? How did civilizations that could predict eclipses centuries in advance, who understood cosmic cycles spanning millennia, become primitive in our history books? The answer lies in the rise of mechanical thinking. When clocks were invented in medieval Europe, time became mechanized. Instead of flowing with cosmic rhythms, time became divided into artificial units. We gained precision but lost connection with the natural world. Ancient timekeepers understood something profound. Time isn't just measurement, it's relationship. They didn't just track time, they lived in harmony with it. Their festivals aligned with stellar events. Their agricultural practices followed cosmic cycles. Their entire civilization pulsed with the heartbeat of the universe. Modern quantum physics is rediscovering what ancient sages always knew. Time isn't absolute. It's relative, flexible, interconnected with space and consciousness itself. Einstein's theory of relativity echoes ancient Hindu concepts of time as Maya, an illusion that changes based on perception. Today, we live by artificial time. Digital clocks, smartphone alarms, calendar notifications. But natural time still exists all around us. The tide schedules that surfers check are following the same lunar rhythms that guided ancient fishermen. Farmers still plant according to seasonal patterns their ancestors discovered thousands of years ago. Your own body follows circadian rhythms, internal clocks synchronized with Earth's 24-hour rotation. These biological timepieces are more accurate than many mechanical clocks, adjusting automatically to seasonal changes in daylight. Migratory birds navigate using celestial clocks, following star patterns and magnetic fields that haven't changed since ancient humans first looked up at the night sky. Flowers bloom in sequences timed to cosmic cycles. Trees know when to shed leaves based on subtle changes in light and planetary gravitational effects. Even our modern technology depends on ancient astronomical knowledge. GPS satellites must account for Einstein's relativity effects, but they also use star positions for navigation, the same star mapping techniques developed by ancient Polynesian navigators who could cross vast oceans using only their knowledge of celestial movements. So the next time you check your smartphone for the time, remember, you're looking at the end result of a 6,000-year journey. From shadow-reading Mesopotamians to star-mapping Mayans, from lunar-loving Chinese astronomers to cosmic-thinking Indian sages, countless generations of timekeepers contributed to that simple digital display. But more importantly, remember that you are still connected to those same cosmic rhythms that guided our ancestors. The moon still pulls at your dreams. The sun still energizes your body. The stars still wheel overhead in their ancient patterns. We haven't just inherited mechanical time, we've inherited cosmic time. The question is, will you choose to remember how to read it? The ancient timekeepers didn't just measure moments, they lived in harmony with eternity. Their legacy isn't just calendars and clocks, it's the invitation to rediscover our place in the cosmic dance of time itself. Time didn't begin on January 1st, year 01. It began when the first human looked up at the sky and realized they were part of something infinitely larger than themselves. And that realization? It's waiting for you right now, written in the stars. If this journey through time's hidden history fascinated you, share it with others who might be ready to rediscover our cosmic heritage. And subscribe to explore more forgotten wisdom that could change how you see the world, because the greatest discoveries aren't always ahead of us. Sometimes they're behind us, waiting to be remembered.